Hello everyone, what's up? It's the Blighted Ra here from Sky Coach, and today I'm going to be making a full gameplay review and a guide for the champion Kindred. Now Kindred has been in a very good spot lately. She's very good against farm type junglers or people who want to play farm type junglers like Kindred. She's also good into plenty of champions in the meta. Since tank meta is on the rise, Kindred will only get stronger. For the runes, I've taken Conqueror with Ravenous Hunter and Taste of Blood on secondary. Obviously, Blighted Ra and Alacrity are core on Kindred. You can decide to take Relentless Hunter, but Taste of Blood is very important on Kindred. So we're going to get leashed by bot side over here. I'm going to take red buff, and then the second camp will be the Raptors. You can opt to take Scuttle Crab first after after red buff, but that's a very unpreferable way that I do not really like to play on. So let's just see what happens this game, if we're gonna get fit or not, and how this team can perform. So starting with my W, I also max it second sometimes. Sometimes I just max the E depending on the matchups. If they have a lot of tanks, I'm maxing E second. And if they don't, I max W second for zone control and for to help me kite the enemy champion. I always max Q first. Collecting our marks is important, but you should not prioritize it because the enemy will have it warded in plenty of times. And you don't want to be caught early on. In here, our mark is on top side, and as you can see, I'm completely ignoring it because I know that Kale is going to go there. So Kale starts in blue buff, but so we try to, since we win level 2 again, so we try to challenge her for the Scuttle Crab. She doesn't show up. Then we go to put a ward into her blue jungle to see if she has taken it or not. With very little mana that we have, we decide to clear her Gromp. Then we decide to... Then we see that Kassadin is overextending, and that's a very good gank mid lane. He tries to turn on us, but Kindred E is insane the amounts of damage. For some reason, Kayle hasn't taken any of this. She just decided to clear her red. Smite it for the mat. Then just do a full clear. Or just clear blue buff. I saw that Aurelia was going to slow push against the Swain when I was in this side. I was looking at my blue buff, so I noticed that this could be a good gank. With the way that Swain interacts with Kindred E and his E as well, never move, it's a really eccentric gank to make. Let's see how this turns out. He pulls her towards him, and she flashes, and you just Q towards her. Get her flash. That's a really excellent gank. I just do Gromp, and then need to go do my wolves. And then I recall. Then I change my mind and say that I can get another gank on the Kassadin because I saw him pushing against the Fizz. He flashes. Now this was a really greedy gank, but I had marked Kassadin already, and I just decided to gank him. Then I recalled. I could have went for my mark, but I saw that Kayle was there, and my bot lane didn't have priority, so therefore going for that mark was a really bad idea. Then I could see that bot lane was pushing again, and guess who comes here? Kindred. Caitlyn decides to suicide, and here's the Morgana. Could have marked them before. And then level 6 Kindred, you can easily mark the Kayle and go do Dragon after you win. Bot side. Always take Scuttle Crab when you can. There's no reason to keep it up. I've seen that Kayle's camps are up again, since I was closer to her than Kayle was. Over here, a mini fight for the vision. I wanted to choose the Caitlyn, but it didn't happen. Then I tried to just go in. I mark the Morgana before I go in. Jhin picks up an easy kill. And Caitlyn is forced to use her flash. Then I clear my red side. Looking at the map, I just saw a ward expire, so I decided to put a control ward instead. Trying to fight Caitlyn over vision over here. I know that Morgana's behind her, so I don't need to commit for anything in this fight. And I know that if Caitlyn commits, I can kill them both, as long as I am good on my keyboard and good on my mouse, dodging their stuff. Couldn't dodge the Caitlyn E. She missed the W. And again, I disabled the second ward, blinding them. Always take Scuttle when you can, and since this Scuttle was our mark, might as well just take it as fast as possible. KL had just came. And then we trade flashes with Kassadin over here, which is not a very valuable trade since he has his ultimate, but it makes him a bit weaker. Trying to go for an invade on KL, although it shouldn't matter too much. Finding KL, but we do not have mid priority, and my mid laner was in recalling. Over here, I just tried to do Rift Herald, while Swain completely being blinded to this. Dodge the Aurelia E. It does not matter anymore what happens now. She's just not going to come. You can see that Cassidy and Kale are moving up, so there's no need for me to go over there. My Fizz gets cheesed by the Cassidy. Nothing he could do over there. Nothing serious happened. He will just have to deal with missing the wave. Take Scuttle whenever you can. Keep priority. And this dive is actually really good, as you can see. Turning it to manual camera for a while. And then gonna give you a Kindred image. Swain initiates the dive. You just have to auto attack once, twice. Swain even gets it. You just needed a couple of auto attacks for that to work. You take the turret and take the camp. I asked the Swain to stay so we could kill the Kale, but I guess he really didn't want to. He TP's right next to me, but committing on that fight was not a very valuable idea. Dragon was up, so might as well just do Dragon. And he decided to go there, so I just went to the opposite side of where Kale was. And I was more productive by taking my mark immediately and then getting a gank on the Kassadin. Always a semi-optimal gank, since nothing happened because missed his shot. Now this is the good gank. Kassadin tries to turn on the Fizz. I couldn't ult and shouldn't probably, because that would have saved the Kassadin. Kassadin would have escaped. Now this is a dive over here that I did. Obviously Morgana was going to 100% miss her Q, flash out of her range and kill her with the Jhin, and you 100% win of this because I red smited the Caitlyn so she doesn't deal that much damage. Mid laner and jungler come. That's a really, I don't know, just a meh ultimate, just in case something happens. I didn't really need to ult over there, but I just did it anyway. You can take turret over here, but my team just decided not to. I sacrificed myself for the Kassadin because I was sure that Kassadin was marked, and for some reason Kayle didn't ult. She was really greedy with her ultimate. For the items that I went Warriors into Phantom Dancer. I went Warriors initially, then Phantom Dancer into Ninja Tabis because they have Aurelia and Caitlyn, and I really wanted to survive their damages. So by having Phantom Dancer prevents the burst that I could receive from Kassadin and Aurelia and Kayle, at the same time keeping me healthy as I fight, giving me the stats that I need to achieve the goals that I want, which is complete map control and fighting and the advantages and getting my advantage in fighting by not dying, obviously. So Phantom Dancer is a really great item. It synergizes well with your ultimate. They burst you and you see the Phantom Dancer shield and you can just ult. After that I'm going for Infinity Edge and Rapid Fire Cannon. Having 9 Kindred marks, I have a lot of bonus range from my passive. We could siege over here, and this fight was just really a breeze. Aurelia just decided to int over here. Kayle also was kinda negligible. He didn't have to flash over there, because he would have reached my mark, my ground anyway. Dodge the Morgana ulti. And here's Kindred, full of frustration, flashes for the Fizz. Over here I channel Herald, but Kassadin stops it with his Q. My team should have my team should have zoned the Kassadin regardless. Since they cannot contest, just take Dragon Solo and steal some of Kale's camps one more time. Having vision over there is really important. I don't know why Jin wanted my red buff, but I'm not gonna argue about him about a red buff with him. It's not a very high elo game. This is like mid gold, mid plat, mid gold, low plat. Sorry. Taking Baron at 22 minutes is kind of a risky decision, but with Sona and having mid and top priority, this is an excellent decision, especially with Kindred. They do this really fast with Mountain Dragon and an Infernal Dragon. That's a Baron. That's a Baron at 22 minutes. And here's a fight. You could go for 2v1 over here, but the Morgana W has a high execute base. We win this fight nonetheless, and Sona keeps the Baron buff. Jin is already dead because he was snared there for ages. That was not 3 seconds. I don't know what that was, but that was not 3 seconds. I'm sorry. Trying to farm up more for my items. Trying to get rapid fire cannon and ending this game, but I don't think we will even need rapid fire cannon. Kill the Kale that was chasing the Fizz, and you get the kill on the Morgana. If it wasn't for that Swain Q, I don't think I would have been able to kill the Morgana Kappa. Kassadin's trying to split push for some reason. We could have taken the inhibitor over here. I escaped that fight because I wanted them to focus somebody else. Because I cannot handle one more burst from Kassadin or another Aurelia Q auto attack since she has full stacks of Ionian Feather. They start to chase me, but I see that my salvation is Fizz. He ultimates into his death, and you can see his reaction. Another Kindred mark and another battle. Catch the Morgana, mark the Morgana, and this is 13 Kindred stacks. So now I can see that we can end without going Rapid Fire Cannon, but to finish this build I would have went Rapid Fire Cannon, maybe Triforce or Black Cleaver, something that would have helped me survive and deal more damage. Aurelia dies. It's only the Kale now. A weak Kale and a weak Caitlyn respawns. And it does not matter what happens now. We win the game anyway. So that was Kindred, and that's how you play this champion. So I'll see you in the next guide.